But, you know, it still takes right back off. I hit a deer with an Audi.
Right smack through the old gizzard.
Alright, Cryptids, what is going on? It is me, Mississippi Gonzo Grunge, aka Redcorn. And today we're going to be looking at the 10F Bio Bay. So yeah, plus that this is going to be a double review, as I'm going to review the 10F and the 10F Custom, which is a Benny's car. So yeah, this is another vehicle I've been wanting for quite a while. And I used to have the 9F, which was basically an Audi R8, but this one is supposed to be the R10, I believe. You know, and plus that I do say that, but you know, I tend to, you know, go look up information on this. So yeah, it's an Audi. Probably one of my favorite ones too. Which yeah, I do like some Italian, you know, well, the supercars in general. I do like some of them. You know, I say I like some of them, you know. It takes a lot to get me interested in a car. But yeah, other than that, it does have some, you know, great off-road qualities so far. And yeah, I did paint this up like this on purpose, because I said, why not? I got plenty of hypercars that are, you know, roided out to the gills. You know, such as the new Black Knight, which if y'all don't know, that's my Pagasi. Which is also, it's supposed to be a reference to my old Zentorno. Which, by the way, if you had a Zentorno, you were not getting touched. Which I did find funny, the rare occasion me and Slade would get into a race. I was always smoking people with a Zentorno. Brand new supercar comes out. And they were saying it's a Zentorno killer, and I'm right there like, yeah, let's see what happens. Nowadays, a Zentorno really ain't it anymore. But, you know, I did get a Zentorno on this new character I set up. Such a shame. And all that jazz. So now we continue forward. The past is the past. Let's leave it behind. Wall of Doom. Let's see how you do. Okay, so it actually did quite nicely. You know, if I had to guess, this thing is probably all-wheel drive. Which, that's the funny thing. A lot of the sports cars and a lot of the supercars in this game are all-wheel drive. Makes it easier to do off-road stuff with. You know, some people, like, why would you take a car like that off-roading? Because it's fun. But, you know, back in the day, most people were just taking supercars and driving them up Mount Chiliad and screaming, "This is off-roading." No, it's not. It's also the same with people taking those roided out Sand Kings. Yeah, the Sand Kings with the big annoying rims on them. All I'm saying is, if they got squatted trucks in GTA 6, I'm blowing your shit up. No questions asked. So there she goes. Now let's see how well she does on the dirt. Never took in this car on dirt just yet, but now here we are. Ooh, that was actually a very nice transition. A little bit of a problem in the corner, but still, very nice transition nonetheless. Very light car, beware. And now we swing her around downtown. Now let's continue. I hit a mountain lion. So here we go. Whoop, heads up. I Roscoe'd it. I saved it. But anyway, there's always new trails afoot. That's the one thing I noticed. This thing will absolutely, you know, get down in the ditch. Down to the ditches and all that jazz. And there she goes, up and over. Now we're about to go take her up that and see how well she does here. So yeah, it will climb up certain spots if you know where to put it. Some of these cars do not make it up here because of how steep it is. That's kind of an operator error on my part. Now let's continue. So yeah, downhill straights, do watch it. Of course, I will say this, it does have some genuinely good brakes. But as for a handbrake, takes it quite a while to stop. But then again, you know, inertia. Objects in motion tend to stay in motion. I mean, this is very basic stuff they taught you in science class. And, yeah, it also doesn't apply to Roscoe, but you get the point. Up and around she goes. Swing it left and swing it to the right. This thing absolutely books. Oh my god. Yeah, funny. This thing absolutely books. I overshot that corner, but that's a given. I mean, wouldn't you love to see me driving a rally game? Kind of has a little bit of an understeer problem right there. But, you know, it still takes her right back off. I hit a deer with an Audi. So now we're pushing it up. There she goes, Roscoeing it yet again. So, yeah, we know it will Roscoe it. I would say this, do watch your speed. Because this thing will overshoot corners if you're not careful. And then we'll shoot it down this way. Oops. Hit a guy on a motorcycle, that's beside the point. Hey, oh my god, I'm Roscoe in this car today. And would you stop turtling yourself? Stop acting like a turtle, please and thank you. But yeah, you can feel the understeer when you get it up to those really high speeds. And then if those back tires come off the ground for any reason, you'll crash it. So yeah, there is that. I'll probably do some other stuff referring to this later. But whatever. How does she jump? A little bit of a nosedive. So yeah, she will nosedive. Do watch it. With both brakes applied, she stops nicely. Now then, this is where I will cut it, and we will jump to the very next off-road review. So, and 3, 2, 1, here you go. So, here we are with the 10F Widebody, which is a mini vehicle. But yeah, basically, it's an Audi with a wide body kit. Do they still do the Liberty Walk, Rocket Bunny stuff? I was just asking. It's been years since I kept up with any of that wide body conversion nonsense. That was always the big thing, was people doing the Liberty Walk or the Rocket Bunny kits and all that. A lot of that was also in, you know, Need for Speed, too. I mean the newer Need for Speeds, by the way. Which, funny enough, I do have Payback and Heat, which are by far my favorite ones. I got those on the PC, which I could download those and live stream them sometime. But yeah, we're going to see how well this one handles. This one does handle quite differently than the other one. Like, it's lighter in the turning, and it's not as heavy. Benny worked his magic, and a coyote just ran into me. But yeah, I wanted this one to be like a race car inspired one. That's how I normally do my builds. Usually when I build cars in certain games, I try to, you know, see how it is. So So let's see how well this one does in the deep water, and it does just fine. But then again, a lot of the newer vehicles don't like the deep water. Some of them do, some of them don't. And behold, I Roscoed it. I could change some of these canards out. So, yeah. It's got a whole lot of power and get up behind it. So, yeah, there is that. I know I'm going to be up quite a while. Ooh, goodness. Kind of violent on that downhill descent. But here we are. So yeah, this one will technically count as a collection. So I will do that sometime. Not half bad at all. Now we're going to see how well this one does around the Wall of Doom. Hopefully it is very nice. Okay, so it climbed around the wall with no issues. Very nice. Very nice indeed. So really, I barely have any complaints about this car. You know, not even the first one, but you know, I will say this. This one definitely handles way better than its normal variant. So I will give it that as a plus. It does handle quite differently than its normal variation. Oh, let's see if we can actually stick it. And behold, I stuck a kickflip. Now we're going to see how well she handles on the dirt. Ah, there it is. You know, it does stick to the dirt quite nicely. Even when you do all the braking, I don't know what I was saying, but you know, feathering the throttle, that's what I was trying to say. Throttle feathering. But hey, don't get mad, English is not my first language. That's actually the God's honest truth. English is legitimately not my first language. And then it's like, what is your first language? Cajun. And German. And my tribe's language. But that's beside the point. That's for a whole nother day. There she goes. And there she goes, off and up and over. Now we're going to see how well she goes up here. Of course, I put it in a shit spot to do it. So it does climb up that. I got it a little stuck. Okay, so I got... Okay, I thought I got $2,000. Yeah, Rockstar will do that. Excuse me. Now, what's that shining way over there? That is strange. That is very strange. So anyway, we'll continue forward. So yeah, as you can tell, it does shoot down quite nicely. I better start going and collect money after this, which is probably what I'll do. You know, but then again, I do love, you know, recording off-road reviews. They're my favorite thing to record. Nice and easy and around the corner. Slide down and slide around. And the other thing about this one is that this one has way better acceleration. As you can see, it does. There she goes. Let's see what happens here in the next corner. Oh, by the way, the back bumper does come off and it reveals exposed twin turbos. You know, funny enough, you do see these cars with the exposed twin turbos. Looks cool, but you know, it's not really my thing. This thing's got some fat front tires. I mean, look how fat these tires are. Goodness gracious. You know, they're probably the fattest ones I've seen in games so far. You know, outside of the Rat Rod Tornado and the Gasser. So yeah, it will climb because it is all-wheel drive. What the hell was that car doing? But anyway, that's beside the point. Transition-wise, ooh, that was a very nice transition. Strictly beautiful. All that to avoid a lab. That is a John Deere. That is a Toyota that might outlive everybody. And it goes airborne and it does dip. Okay, so just like the regular F10, the 10F, it will dip. So yeah, there is that. Now let's see how well the brakes stop. Stops quite nicely. And the inside view, as you can tell, it is very race car inspired. That's a very unique gear shift. You know, such as it is, but I need water. Water, that cool, refreshing drink. So my overall pick out of either one of them, it really comes down to a personal preference. You know, obviously this one's going to have more, you know, customization because it is, you know, the wide body variation you get out of Benny's. So, yeah, my personal taste is that I prefer the wide body much more because it does handle better, it shoots off better, you know. It's better all around, but like I said, it all depends on your personal preference. So, yeah, there is that. You know, you get more customization with the 10F wide body than you do the normal 10F. But, you know, it depends on what you want to spend. I'm not here to tell you which one to get. I'm not putting a gun to your head telling you to buy this and buy that. You know, people tend to get mad. It's like, oh, it's too expensive. I'm not buying that. No one's sticking a gun to your head forcing you to buy cars in GTA. Nor are they forcing you to buy fucking shark cards. But anyway, that's beside the point. So then, I'll be seeing y'all around for the next off-road review. Now then, be sure to shoot the like button with a grip skinny if you enjoyed. And please do comment down below if you want to see more off-road review collections. Because this does count as a collection video. And I do have more in the making, because I got the ones on the Ballista, the Caracara, and the Buffalo. I still need to get the Buffalo done. Yeah, I got to get the Buffaloes done. That one's been in the making since 2024. So, yeah. Now then, other than that, be sure to smash the subscribe button today and click the notification bell icon to stay up to date when I go live. Now, at the time of this recording, there's IRL stuff happening, but hey, so be it. But I normally live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now then, as always, I'll be seeing y'all around. Go away, please, and thank you. Now then, y'all have a great day and a ballin' weekend. Don't do anything stupid. And as always, I'll be seeing y'all around. And remember, kids, don't drive like Roscoe the Coltrane. So, thank you all, and take care of yourselves. And I'll see y'all around for the next off-road review.